This is Chariot TV.
Adolfo, this is Chariot TV. Na Mediani Jonathan Mensa Bunsu. The Yesua Hwadi on Street Talk no. Reading Romans Right. Reading Romans Right. RRR. Obaswa na wala kedo share. We are live on Facebook, on YouTube, and is streaming so Church of Christ Facebook as well. Until Baswa, but more than share, they like it. Let us know where you are watching us from. We'll be glad to know where you are watching us from. The Yesua Hwadi no. Reading Romans Right. Yeah, you can hear 6 episodes a kasafa Roman for human no yeshase or why did Paul write the book? Whom say is a Gentile Jew problem, the Gentile Jewish privileges. Sa Jew for ne amamemu for omo nchi wa shubi and I say omo adwindwi to kwa biara da omo ntamu na posma for Paul pese yakopon nam na so bibiani ema yeti ase no the cracks of the book. Now you said the key text is in Romans chapter 1 verse 16 and 17 where Paul set out the thematic statement. Say he's not ashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ, but it is the power of God unto salvation to everyone that believes, to the Jews first and also to the Greeks, wherein is the righteousness of God is revealed from faith to faith, as it is written, the just shall live by faith. So Paul and the demon said, Jesus Christ as a panikutu, only publicity atene, and that is the thesis Paul setting it out, and we have been following the thesis and trying to understand the Paul actually or Roman for human. We have been reading the Akanya Suya through Romans chapter 1, verse 24, and Yadruso verse 24, and we'll continue thereof. May Shadrach will tell her in May. Shadrach, what do you mean, come, Wajo?
Yo, Major, so
Na pomo
No, didn't say, trata time.
trata mo.
I chilled in back time.
Back time no yo and so I tap you itimi
Maybe back
power
time be anywhere pie, Miss Row.
back time pie.
Empire. Trata back time empire.
Yo mate the empire mate obi kana sem obo mu na chewa do yenko so Roman for human no you have been staying the book of Romans you have been having reactions from the brethren my main kind from verse 18 no I read it now maybe verse 24 now but the emphasis I'm person you draw no and then you shall say from verse 24 no but my main kind from verse 18 amra we do verse 24 and you shall say pick as far as we can go now it's yesterday so see verse 18 also for the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who hold the truth in unrighteousness because that which may be known of God is manifest in them for God has showed it unto them. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. Because that when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither be thankful, but became vain in their imagination, and their foolish hearts were darkened. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. They changed the glory of the incorruptible God into image made like corruptible man, and to birds, and to four-footed beasts, and creeping things. Verse 24 no, say, wherefore God gave them up to uncleanness, though through the lust of their own heart, to dishonor their own body between themselves. So that is verse particularly verse 24 said, therefore, or wherefore, God gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own heart to disown their own bodies between themselves. Minimara, comments on the text anything.
Yeah, Joe, say, the kind of betcha a tear for na for na da almost say, or Jebre na oni AS addition. A interesting say, interesting thought. Say, Obeka say, oh, share and someone Onyankopon Eda na di wa ha yi that we have a God who has all the patience, all the long suffering. What I say, and a desire ne say Onyankopon a desire ne say Joe ye be hu no ye be som no wo be boy ho ban na wo hyira. That is our desire. Well, that is the desire of God. Onyankopon desire ne say nipa wo wiase no betena ne nan ho ana ne nan ase na Joe wo mo deviate from na kwan na ode da nkwaje be mom. But mpanin say Joe your friend saying din krom kind of saying bibi e mon bede okwabrane ye mon bede na ebia nkrofo nimu a mami nkyekire mu bede eye abe edua abe na ye rere na de sene praye no
vine say
yes sa ne branches na enwura no wo so no ena wutwa na warere nwura no na ya sene ne praye na wutwa bi wa wutwa onfa nkoye praye na emum wo de chichire nema nti ukwa fom na oni kenten a wo bo sa abede no nti wo de sai ne to se a na wo de nema wo de chichire na guso na afi wo fa enwura na ode basuru say ana wabɔ no pɔ na yɛsɛ ɛno ne friend sɛ wabɔ bɛdɛ no na ɔkwabrane yɛ mo no bɛdɛ no sɛ obi a ne ho ɔden bɛdɛ no ne ho ɔde obetimi ayiyirim no atetim eti enye bɛdɛ na ode kɔbɔ obi a ɔkwabrane a ne ho ɔden sɛ obetimi o chichire no di na kofi a na bɛdɛ na ode chichire no dabi eti mpani sɛ ɔkwabrane yɛ mo no bɛdɛ na de kyerɛ ne sɛ onyankopɔn sɔ wo nsa sɛ ɔtenetene wakwan ma wo na gye wo sɛ wo mpene a na wo ho ɔde na wagye wo ho a na ɛsɛ waduro ɔkwabrane level ɛno no yɛ krɔkrɔ ɛnyɛ yi yɛbɔ ɔbɛdɛ ɛnyɛ yi enti na 24 no say wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanness. Onyankopɔn egya wɔn mo ma wɔn akɔnɔ through the lust of their own hearts. Wɔn mo akoma ho deɛ akɔnɔ ahyɛ wɔn akoma mu ma no.
No, maame nkan twi no wɔ sɛ enti Onyankopɔn nso egya wɔn ma efi wakoma akɔnɔ mu sɛ wɔn mo nipadua adapa.
Exactly. You say okodum pempenso a wo se wo mfa Nyankopɔn, then that's the truth. Joe, when ɔman bia na Kristosom wɔ so na ɔmo gyae Kristosom ɔmo gyae Nyankopɔn akyi no monitor wɔn for some time, you get to see the degradation of morals. What I say, morality in fact immorals triumph, because what is the standard for life? What is the authority for anything that they do? If there's no authority in anything, then what happens? Everybody is going to do whatever pleases in its own eyes.
Yeah, you need a moral compass to navigate.
Exactly. 80 say if there's no authority, meaning you're investing meaning mu year back, mo share sa video and sure say can US in Kwanda if you time changes. Where sa movie no?
Time changes.
Mamen kaka kwa bia na also watchro book. Na book no he was pushing for the idea say there should be the teachings of the morals of Christ without the authority of Christ, without the name of Christ.
No,
so okay, one resa movie no me the best send me ko hu YouTube. To those days you be evangelism na yeta hwepa na ye evangelism na e be a Saturday anwumre no na yenye hwe a na yeta hwe movies no. Time changes. And what the movie is about is akwani chiro enwoma no. And a person published it, and he wanted the endorsement of the seminary. There was a seminary, more like a preacher's school.
A preacher training school.
And or pay more endorsement in that way, you know. Now, Joe, I think the Baptist for the movie, no, I'm sure. And the guy wanted the endorsement from the colleagues at the seminary. And Papa Bako said there be, if you take away the authority of Christ from his word, it becomes a mere word. Why not, Joe? Who says so? And in the movie, say, hey, stop it. If you do this, it's a bad thing. Or say, who says so? So if you take away the authority of Christ and not his name, you take away the authority of Christ and his name from his teachings, what you're going to be left with a moral teachings, moral standards are any authority, any the source of it. It okay, obebuza when I say, that is the situation when you get to a point where we try to erase the teachings of Christ, the Bible, and the authority of God in our lives are, do you leave people to now make a decision? Eti oman bia wo mo yi onyankopon afiri mu no. What they call ade. Joe say Germany was one of the nations Bible pa no mu uphold ni kese pa.
Yeah, that's I mean theologians, if you are reading theologians, then you go back philosophers who are related to Bible and back Germany and
yes sir. And you can say Germany was one of the Bible belt avian nations in Europe. A lot of people, a lot of Gen Zs are aware of it. In fact, generation, almost millennials. Millennial for no, young crano, Joe Yenim.
Yeah, because now they are secular, not more secular. They are secular society who doesn't care about Bible, whether there's God or no. I really don't care.
I was shocked, sir. Na me pe school view or Germany. Na one of the courses and me person me religious course. Na religious course and person me in masters in religion. German. And one am say busam say na Germany no omo free like religion there church some there. Then I went to read about the history of religion in Germany. And I was like, really?
Yes. In fact, the truth is say, religion, I mean, no more Muslim Bible be at the highest level, no, you will be sort of reading things from Germany.
Yeah,
you will
the
reading
things are
scholars,
German furniture.
And I know, and now you be reading there.
Yes,
they are the hope. I mean, wanna go. That's the point.
And so
yeah.
Germany could not Joe.
Secular society like
that. And so in Yanko free more, Joe, you don't have a limit.
Yeah.
Others say 81 say when they started relegating God and the Bible from their society, no. Joe, baby, omakodum pembe so omakodum say no. There's no standard. So anything goes. It is started with say, any lesbians bit me aware. A man no ma bit me aware. Then it moved to mema and mema. Joe, afe akwa basis bit me ware aboa.
Aboa mpole wakabi. I read once about Mami bi no aware a train station. Aware train station.
What must say? It is they say almost say LGBTQ and almost about quack say plus. That plus and it say there's no limit. Ebe kwa do anyam one say that should be ebe base ubi ne bank and to also more wawade ne bano.
Yeah, say Abrante in Pejuma ya or si chinchina or feel like oyakra. Wende ubende. You also feel like no then so feel you feel like a yakra.
Now say video be a California akwaba ko say the police in Busan say ne license to ya or say Busan say who are you and I say license to ya or say he's sorry he identified himself like they say a monkey or say a tortoise or one of them. And I guy say I'm sorry or say you can't talk to me. I identify myself as Susan. No, see, if you identify yourself as Susan, say, then you should have an owner. And I say he's not ready to talk to him. And I say, sir, I need your license. I say, I'm sorry, I identify myself as a tortoise, so as a monkey. And I was okay. The last time I checked, we don't give license to a tortoise or a monkey to drive. If you're a tortoise and you're driving, then I got to stop you. Yo, yakwa kodum pempensoa. Na person nanka just homosexual ni gays beboa. And that's what Paul talks about.
Yeah.
In this sense. But Paul maeti say, Unyanko po be jamo man mo aye de mo pesa mo ye.
Yeah.
And when
And
you mean jamo samunya de ampesa yo, there's no limit. Oh no, I say, it in our more kwama say no. Ya bedu say obi o say identify myself as a woman. And so no be ma sabi utuedua.
yeah, Kobrane when you say a woman.
So Paul somewhere or trotted is 2,000 years about 2,000 years ago, Joe.
But
And so it is still relevant.
yeah, it looked like the front page of the newspaper. Paul,
Yes.
and then someone else.
Uh-huh. So Onyankopon, because of that, or jamoma if you munya de
Yeah. But it's kind of deep. Paul someone walk out.
extremely deep too.
Or say you see, and the entire mission you just say is deep. And they say you read the Bible, passages like 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9. Bible says Yankopon butcher on person will be a better person will be a bad and such. Passages like 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 3 no and 4 no smart for Paul say we na yet na so ade Yankopon ni say o person oji obi ankwa na onyina aba no kra nim die no ani Yankopon person oji ni panyina ankwa. But nipa drum pempenso bia Yankopon give the person out.
Mm-hmm.
Though he stays back waiting for the person to come back so that he welcomes the person.
Yeah.
I leave the person my tinawa my catch ye we o se wonya e de ye obey.
Yes, sir.
And that is a sad state of affairs. Unipa edrum pempenso a opese ono ankasa any own boss. That was the problem in the Garden of Eden. Say nipa and adwene so opese ono boom boss, decide what is right and what is wrong for himself. Decided everything. Jeremiah can say in the book of Jeremiah chapter 10 no verse 23 so, oh Lord, I know that the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man to walk to direct his own steps. Jeremiah person said the ideal case in this is the ideal. This quite ankasani ka inise unipa a onante no ehwe se ono abedu to nanamo nimum o ma Nyankopon mum a kire ne de onye no waye but unipa adum pempenso a na dwen ye ne se unimde say okay ye kan free so ba na Paul ka say they profess to be wise but they are fools in that regards. Why not just work school and sometimes I mean let me even give you some funny stuff. I read about it in on I mean from in research and stuff. I know more say at the world we are saying we then someone is studying his own life trying to show and his conclusion are all balanced. Well, we have no free will. And you think about this, how can someone come to that conclusion? Say a man does not have a free will. How? But people are studying, pushing those things. And they are easily verifiable. You can choose not to step out of the house a certain day. You don't need tests, you don't need MRI, you don't need scans, you don't need anything. You can choose to wear certain things and not to wear certain things. You decide on, you wake up and you make decision about certain things. But man can stand on all these things and try and write books upon books on books on books and books, pile up books and books, trying to demonstrate and explain that we have no free will. The issue, the subject of free will is an illusion. It just beats imagination. How studious and how just to trying to make ourselves sound philosophical, trying to sound intelligent, trying to sound more learned people. But it's sad that we seems to be fools to themselves. Say, how can you argue in that way? Say we don't have free will.
And that people, we the all kind of
and some people even I've read books or I've seen videos of people trying to argue that nothing is real. Nothing is real. That we are in a computer game. That like we say a computer game, no Bibo, a stimulated world like that. We can't get out. We are being trapped. We can't get out. We can't get in. Or I just beat imagination. We just beat imagination. Sometimes I don't know, but people think it's
they tell us say yo unipa your mind can tell you so many things. Your mind, you maybe I'm a cast answer say what the what jeans so say baby yeah we before be yo before be yo before be yo before bam them manager the before bam them manager yo what jean can create that for your eyes to see. What I say umpuma betimi I say a curtain say oh betimi say was hey me kind about 12:30 kina and puma shall say eh say and yo obeja to be say before be na
Oh, tata.
your human beings' minds are just powerful. But Hosea was right. I want us to read Hosea chapter 4. No? Reading from the top, Hosea was talking about when Yankopon Boniahodoa Jew for Israel for ye. Obedu verse 6, no say, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because you have rejected knowledge, I also will reject you from being priest for me. Because you have forgotten the law of your God, I'll also forget your children. Now, about verse 17, the same chapter 4 of Hosea, verse 17, I'll say, Ephraim is joined to idols. Let him alone. Onipa bedum pempen so na say you say onso onyankopon bio the onyankopon kano he's not interested in the knowledge of God. He doesn't care about what the Bible teaches. He doesn't care. We shouldn't even teach children Bible. They shouldn't come to school and think about Bible stuff and all that. Joe, the children will grow to a stage of having no knowledge about God. And if they have no knowledge about God, it is a lack of knowledge. And what are they going to do? They will perish. Yo, and I'm saying I'm a may or more country, me say. In fact, they were not even telling me, and Kwalano, and Kwalai 9 years, and is 7 years, and come on, Moody, and say, I hear they don't teach Bible at the school. And Bako say, yeah. They don't do religious studies here. What did I say? Because in Ghana, also yes, I religious studies and moral education is an. And here they don't teach any religion. And the case was talking about they said we don't read the Bible. When we go, we don't read the Bible and all that. Now I'm saying Ababihu sa and now, Joe, so yes, there. Then there's only one thing that is going to be left for you. Your God is going to leave you alone. You want to be left alone, so He will give you what you want. And now, you want a free will. You are exercising your free will. God will help you do it properly. So in Second Thessalonians, this second, I'm in review. Yes. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 no meaning says how passage you win him na enkrofo bebre a chechiri mu ade afa baabi bebre but enye ho na meko ene de me pesa me we just the content of asem na ewo mu no 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 the verse 10 no osama Paul say the nipa so ntie nyankopon asem a Erade will kwan obefa so be dealing with that person. 80 verse 10. Verse 10 is and with all unrighteous deception among those who perish, because they did not receive the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this reason, God will send them strong delusion that they should believe the lie, that they all may be condemned who did not believe the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. Bidim say Old King James no be can in a way cry ema emupi. Because enipa apu Nyankopon asem. Because onipa na dwen say ontie de Awurade wo ka bia no. What does it say? It says this is what God is going to do. God will send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned, they all might be condemned. Why? Because they've decided to obey lies instead of truth. Yo, nti se nipa bedu pepe so no so ntie Nyankopon asem bi wa. Nyankopon say, okay, carry on. I'll let you go. I'll let you do whatever you want to do. And what is the result? You end up doing and now okay, no. Say, and I'm so my side into you have verse 5, no. Verse 25, Romans chapter, verse 25.
I say, who changed the truth of God into a lie and worshipped and served the creature more than the creator, who is blessed forever. Amen.
What's here? Okay, so then God will allow you to then choose whatever you want to do. He will allow you to go ahead and obey a lie. Now, hey, and Crofonte, a binum say, Adrian say, when you go na or force so say chinchina akoye say. No. The point in say, so bedum pempen so a jo soon ten yango pasem ni biwa. Then what he does and say, and Crawford come be preaching no crash ramo no. Can say Romans chapter 10 or can't you say, how can someone believe of whom they have not heard? And I say, how can they hear without a preacher? And I say, how can they preach if they are not sent? So who sent the preachers? It is God. So when you get to a point where you decide that you don't want to hear about God, you are done with him, and to hell God. Okay. Then God is going to let you alone because you are a free moral agent. And if you are left alone, then these are the things that is going to happen to your life. Joe, you are going to accept anything. You are going to believe anything. Now, sadly, this is the sad part of the seminar. The sad part of our seminar is say, any generation now more rejected God, no, and I'm more lacking the knowledge of God. Because some more rejected God, but you decide to reject him. Now the next generation is not a so they will not have even a clue about God and the Bible and all that. And they would see Germany upon so how many people now could interview or more? Or minimum about church, or minimum about your friend is saying, I can confidently say it's about 98%. And so what happened? There's no standard. Ne nipa dwen on say, obetima yi Nyankopon from na still na omotima do mo ha united. Yo yi Nyankopon from ma odo bia ni hobi o. We Nyankopon from moral bia ni hobi. That is why womo e forgetting Nyankopon o ku nipa bibia mpusu no. Obo adwaman obo to the tantan level. Nanka sebi aburu. Enka who bondo say ene Ghana ye social media so any TV or TV stations in a radio station. Then the public transfer now you're talking about sebi wenimwa ene etifo enim ye tafre ho ye tafre ba ho enye ferry on ma say na ye can hear the sre by me and I weekend with them cause we me just say why are there or the born on Samanani. On my say, Yakodum Pempenso because Joe Nyamisro any Nyami who be any yesono. Then we are God has left us. Say, okay, Metimaki can say who be amopibia. Then sadly, I take ama eneno and number bia. Rather some say, some muntie no credit. Onyankopon besuma strong way. Yo, yes, Onyankopon na intentionally obesuma strong way. That's my belief. You can, I don't know how you interpret it, but I believe say what is going to happen is say, and okra na Onyankopon ka obesuma obi amana be preaching no. Onsuma bi e masa mu group ni mu. It then bonsan hu say Onyankopon ma de a and ese o finish mo. It then the atro no nada no obe miem because after all there's no truth to compete with. And then at the end of the day, what happens? You lose your senses. So and can you say and can sense be pan the womb say ema e bobo ema e komika obi oye bema a yenim say oye bema na hoden kakra wo say ma no. Yes, I say ohwe ne ho opese oye obenti no ye ma no kwa no nkwhye ma ne Jesse na o megina park no so no ne ma no embo boxing and tumrika and all the games
ba kwa me hu no I say he feels like a lizard to the extent that why your plastic surgery and when you look at it you just can't understand say adwene be pa na wo understand that word keyword understand is serious o na when you think on the pampo adwene be pa na wo understand say me say me person me to say lizard no tattoo no ho ya wo mo ne mpane ase sika ne ade a wa pompi pa gu no ho asesa ne tibia ama afi uhwe no a enhwe wa pai ne techire ma say ba kom wa pai ne techire ma ama emu abai say reptiles no they have techire ma emu apai like wa pai ne techire ma emu apai say mienu ana wa ye awo ne mpane ama mu say wa free nipa tibia mu ankasa adwene no asay crab down scrap and this that is serious, and it comes back to Asama Paul Kano. God has left us. Nakopon or Chinhuan or Chinhuan in some of the band, the about Baba. And I like how you are putting the 2 Thessalonians. See, there's Nakopon and the Diatron, there be Nakopon on Swatron anti.
There be.
But the truth is that Nakopon a man of crap pine a preach. The Abra preaching the crown, you are able to hold on at Toronto, keep them at bay, keep them in check.
At least it is fighting at Toronto.
It's fighting it. Indeed, the more ya or come okay, omunyai. So omujai can then at Toronto now have full course to run all the limits our person running. The limits of person running now all the full course at it, and you run everything and destroy the person yebia, and all because of what I say.
Yes.
Mamenkai verse 26. Verse 26 or say, for this cause, God gave them up to vile affections. For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. Remember verse 27 is also. And likewise, also their men, leaving the natural use of woman, burn in their lust towards another, men with men working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that which recompensates of error which was met. Paul can say more bronze. See, sometimes you think about these things. Though you have been citing Germany, US, and stuff. You know, it's still Ghana. that ABR MP Abontensa, people are doing mind-blowing stuff. Weird, mind-blowing stuff. Things that you hear, otia, what you know, chine. How they know this stuff? And the sad thing is that the media, any one we are project these things.
Oh yeah. Now,
Oh, sir. Mama bako.
Before the all day banner beban. And there been a bema strong delusion number. Deba there. Media no. And a woman who was sicano as say, yo, so on the wing yami free more. When you sika, we be our idea about 3 more episode in a sabi and Quasasemo.
Yeah.
Because when you sika, so then the media no are now and conform when you sika more person. They are the one behind the media. And so they are pushing such agenda. And I Joe, one more a year to the stand say, they say we're movies are. One more movies see. Question is say, they been tin and Kasabu and ka nipa na adwum da ho a obeba be movie say or ye movie bi obebi ano or the gay sembeshim. She sa akwe what's the name? Or this Terry Terry Deben a movie producer, the black guy to say what building a whole movie was Georgia said then Joe she ene ade wo pushi agenda wo pushi nyina no say gay sem kwana kwai sorry a wo pushi it when you sika nti never no be that's all that he's going to do. What I said, that is all that he's going to do. He's going to make sure say yo saa nneɛma no ɛbɛyɛ nipa kono. Tyler Perry saa kwa no ɔyɛ sɛ Medea or sɛ Medea
Otimi play multiple characters at the same time.
Nancy America ha yɛbɔ ne din saa sɛ abrante bi a wɔde no yɛ movie no na or try say or none better. And the guy sued him. And that guy is pushing for those things. What must I say? It society no be doing purpose so ajo. Mo se muntie Nyankopon asema. Omo mo sika no push those things. Intina CNN BBC ni we mo oba no mo interview so why you know accepting gay right why you, and they pushing and sabi because your leaders are omoni so ade hunu no jo sa leader no obenya mutuo Sunday bia edi na obenya ensa kama na ema oye owo sika na owo Japan eno nkwa no wadwene ho ondwen ne ma ema ene ne nananom ene ne daachen Ghana man no ondwen ho it won say the LGBT sense me said omusi ya back and forth yo NDC for ewo opposition omusi adentina nana don sign ade no na omo do omo ba ya omo be sign na Ghana for say na beto amomo sign yo omo ba ya no eno no omo ahuri to baby and afi omo so change university names, reversal of university names, and I'm for budget omo so. Question is the most important thing now university names answer sana yo say university ni din time say den kra na say nye de ana say din wa na say the city bian it will not change the morality of the people, but things like this LGBT semi it will change the entire nation.
Yeah.
Nation to come. Yes. 15 years.
Yes. I say no. What is keeping them is that I say MP. mmara bi anhyɛ mmara bi ɔmo ni mmara ɛbɔ wɔn akyi ɔmo ni mmara ɛbɔ wɔn akyi but the moment a wode mmara bɛtaa wɔn akyi sɛ oh afei yɛ ma kwan wotumi yɛ no then you see their full force and as the moment a wode mmara ba bɛtaa akyiri no ɔbɛyɛ kora no a ɔnhu because onim sɛ mmara asotwe wɔ hɔ a ɛtwɛn
mo na jo sɛ yɛte Ghana sɛ we nom yɛ bɔne
awɔ hɔ a na gay na saa nneɛma no a yɛka no ɛnyɛ nneɛma ɛwɔ Ghana
we nom yɛ bɔne nanso ɛnso yɛnkyee wɔ a
yes
kɔhyɛ nwuram no anom
and they know that the police for they know that people man for no yes a money man for no but
and then so any cocaine base on kwachichi wo
a man so
ɛwɔ hɔ gay some no bianca say ni hɔ lesbian some ni gay some people do them but the reason why obunni akukodo to come abontain and do it and push the agenda no is because they are afraid and this is the time one and kasa we are buying out so na say wadwin wuti eye adwuma you think about society because what do we need to for now Joe society say omo aso so sa na no so a ubemu ba bi omo akwakoduru Joe the essence sankrofo mu no wo mo nyanya to mi na omo rani bibia wo mo mbom no say when they are not having that power and those things say they are the minority and people look down upon them and all that. But obege this is no as much as omo no ka say amount for sure omo so amount for kono womo no benya to me they want to also force you and teach your children about it. What must say I to say sabio enkramofo aba ukrum jo omo ba krom omo mo na e pam chew na ye nyina obi antrasa asumdwe mu yen ka se na omo wowa no mo dor no mo ye kro no kese a afa okobi wa no mo sikari yensu okobi ona na ya twese because womo adoso. That's exactly what we are facing today. Say this LGBT same and nam ho na din so mu ne jo so mo begin hini no mo benya some support bia
mo right you have the right to say api wo so
juma be di wo Ghana no jo omo kan chiro say we want our right keke now they are going to force say yen kire nkwala no mo magindi afei nankanye asema ntina that's why some of us we are thanking God for President Trump. Jonya Trump ne baya nanka America kurum ha. What wana obaba say me pese me oba. Na wo ba no wo mo meka nkyira wo parent no. Na school no ama ne counselor. No more connected to doctors Omo access bano. And the government has paid for funding for sa 77 in way. Trump buying or say there's now no support for Nkwala. Wamunya 18 years as a 21 years to go under surgery. Jo onyini nyonya 27 years, onya 30 years, no say service ano beya. No sabi odini jimi akwakoye. So na se wo so no akwara no onya hu hwe no na wo for so ade no wo no so then it means say akwara no beba benyini na afe ne na adwin betima ya adwuma no na afe no obusa no say then am ye say
yeah sometimes no I ye
no yeah we want to reverse you and you can't reverse it. So I say these are some of the things that you can want them but the whole thing is say any person or two nyankopon atu na chia then God is going to leave you. Then what are you going to do? Joe, or say the first thing you're going to do is say you exchange truth for lie. Verse 25. 80 amount for Becky can some Joe and they no one grofo kika. Say, hey, yes, say, Adiano, who you su anusna kama saying the main you know. And a top boys in the trim, a top Mario on the trim. Ubete say, menen koye na na kwatra antena or say obefa me chi.
Na almost so project you.
Na sab you
media
almost to
media
radio station ho.
Eso project ko.
Na jo me masa me kan say me a preacher e Ghana, me osofo Ghana. Now ye ma sorba. Now what radio so na sabi nsem hunu we na azoto so a say church ne frɛ. Yes, say church ne frɛ. Because and to Christian some now here it would the all understand crofobody we program so the all say no more. Or you want to project your Christian morals. Anyhow, so and more men are who your company so now who company no one yes animal church leaders I will call you near Busa saying to what they want to company no or more your radio no so are you happy with it? What Joe Yama Kanya and Shreno and new
Yeah.
and yeah de emo botokoma a for a for near picture that but and no near my Kanya Shreno Yama Kanya and Shreno a said bia Joe yeah done the behavior you to up both in our jobs both in our ownership and never you want to me no.
And not even not necessarily cross area yen. You see, sometimes people will say, okay, me, but more yeah, me can want them. Well,
Yabaka Romans Baka wants them. Paul did not leave that. Oh, you do 32 or Baka. Say, they are not part of it. But they applaud those who do it. What I say, Omi takra with Jim. Womu takra with Jim. Nom jijen crofo some me. It's the first stage, and they say, don't do some pensona. Joe, the Bible says, they exchange the truth for a lie. Number 2, they then serve the creature rather than the creator. It's when you go for board, they are no moon soon. Almost some near my boy. Minim say last week, me can actually was say, me te and you be an oka say, I womunya me no, ye nyame na bo womunya me. Well, omunya me no, ye nyame na bo me te akwan saying SD ni bia no bibi bia champon wo nyame ye nyame na bo and I was thinking about it and I'm saying that's true. Yo, because omunya me no almost no enua design me boa concrete BBSC wo and the concrete no no ye nyame na bo cement anwa no ne ayi na de cement ye nyame na bo say edua so ye nyame na bo edua also Paul say you move from exchanging the truth say ye can nyame wo say afa nyame ni obi o onyi nyame ni afa the next stage I be call say Joe afa o say ade a eye moa ene nantwie ene noma no design na Joe washa say na okoto na osore o afa the next thing they say Joe you follow after passion,
vile passion.
Val, no me ko be share ko na me ko pe Greek no Val said o si eka no vile passion na I said the Greek the word for vile atimia and answer atimia na Joe na se chere disgrace and I say dishonor ignominy just obedum pempen so a empani say watoto nani are Joe wani no nya ya ne say ema won ferry bibi ho so ye bibi anya na ye ka Joe wuntimi hwe ni panim afi no wasi trase na
Yeah.
When you me boy.
Yeah.
But your cast will be out to turn the near area. Nay say on running was a view. On so ferry view, on him ferry. It's no, dear obey beyond on found on check on found the nipa beka. What to turn the near you. And the Bible is saying, hey, one more almost more gay seminary, I didn't go more to money. And pounds so.
Yeah.
Obi also again, we shall now to Miss Aquay into unfair. There be unfair because we are vile. Nenino, I didn't go as ebano. We yari. In penny-phones, we no can say more, what to tune and yari. Now to two an area. Joe Afe, so when him koto be any one who said there, Nipanosi, the away and a time at Tantandi away. It's you keep on going. That is the word that Osman for Paul. A Yusuha say, one more to two moniary, woman ferry. It's then or your bar now or her or the uncle bar. Or a Bema or checking the uncle Bema.
Na the uncle ba ho akono adere wonimu. He said na make here you pick it up and say you should Ghana. I mean you might be thinking you might be thinking well if you are abuchi on the wall and I'm on the way the I mean the truth is that yeah the no enya jasrama here it has not gotten enough fun to really flame up by
never so yeah
the data maker says sometimes you check Ghana trends on Twitter, then you realize that the youthful population are debased. Most of the people, most of the young ones are more Ghana no are general, most of them are general say. And in particular, it's what sexual issues are general say. They also a crowd, they also but they say on also a crowd here on no or they will manage so be 3 hours. That is what is a feeling that you know. A feeling that you say, and sometimes you read this stuff that is oh my all that we care about be a dream and it is like a big dream the dream who you break dream is Sisimude. Sabi. Anyway, Sisimude.
Yo, now the answer. Yes, Sisimude no dan go. Me money dreams Sisimude. Obaso dwe di ode be kwa hwehwe de to de ne sabe ne mango na agina ho na mema hu a.
Yeah, the last
no.
A couple of days.
I'm be debate on radio so say I wakwe ne to so
yes. Now we are if I'm who by we now I catch it up national dialogue. The national dialogue wakoye na Twitter no na we omania brew profitable time I was say on mine no mabure wo mu dwene ehunu say no nioma we say hihye we ye na on mine no hihye yi no. Sometimes sometimes we blame our politicians too much. Oh, sometimes you're not from also. So you realize that cracks and kasa we kind of quacks na kasa of formal. But what almost say on mine and kasa no more formal. Hey, and you see, and sometimes you go to as I'm making, then you go to the pharmacy shops, then you check the pharmaceuticals. In a fan na hunyo manera a man line up then you imagine. And people are consuming it. Man for toy new money at their day. And the Chinese people are so fixated on it. Sometimes you check your feed now, Facebook feed, WhatsApp feed, WhatsApp, Snapchat, Twitter, any of the things Baku Akwaya, I say Batisa was 1 year. I mean, I've forgotten the exact country. Now a whole country, a whole week, acquire national dialogue. Say Aquano, oh, on the mama bre die. And I say, or could do videos or something like that. And people, you go there, and people are searching. So send me the video. Oh, the day. I just don't get it. Send no obi on near bro. Or near bro, or near bro.
Oh man.
Video no oh the day.
Yo, and I'm
it became trend. Mabonde trendy. Or no, I can't say Obenya, I say iconic move. Iconic
really?
Yes, I sign people will know that but we aka Veneza crowd or the comics the point is that sometimes you look at these things and you realize that Paul Asema can he's just
it just
he's just telling us I say that people have become debased. Adrenaline say to the extent that Obama ne kondo oba ana kana go plan mu Obama wo kondo oba ne oba waware no that's the plan oba then people went off normalizing cohabitation on the tina now I say onye ne ho ade kura o ne yiri ne ade na or the ma be na ye normalize Obama waye oba ho ade na ofa ne yire chi na I say oni obi adazo we mema de nyankopon boy nsa me ma fa obi achi na ye jokes ne sresre kaka na progress ne o man ko back now young ones so no masha se ware ikra no mu yon shase sa ne o man go sa fe na attract from opposite sex now to same sex attract opposite sex no akona to same sex nti oba na ne yonko ba ho akono edere wonimu burn with passion for him Berman so the uncle Berman kono dere wonimu burn with passion. Omakwa to the extent now people go in for animals and more.
Yeah.
And more.
Now, me go share back could be a some count TikTok. No more count radio be so. Mean Kai said Kesby say one of them. And the lady was talking about say a CBB day sex party where a man ebegu efie bi mu na escafo no omo betua bi a eyi obia oba ba bia opebia otumi fa nti we anyway ewie ya obi foforo so TV report no and the lady was narrating the story and talking about say 500 cedis onu wie ya 500 cedis no foforo so banti bia ubefiri on we ukuta be 2000
yeah obekura abon it say obibuso nya katua within the dark
and you sebi ebru sebi te enka obi ekra fa obi no ne na kwhye dem no oye saade no a ka enya ka ju senka ye beka se well ebony but where cafes are there ye see no she say and the host no ebusa lady no so omo odan bi mu amokɔhye wona mo ye o ti da bi hɔ a nti wo ye na obi so ye obi nti owie ya na omo aso apo na yo atantande and ya bedu baby a say baby e bedru no jo wo ba bema no chance efrefre ni nanfofo mema be hye dem first no nka oba ss ni ode oba be hye edem a oba wo e maame obakọ ko bie pro no se si as hey
umpi ode bema de ba dia ode bema de ba da umfi o
first no oba ba ode bema e ba o kan kire ne say no me fear won't me fa bema me fear
fine
by no owia no obema besra no a eno no wo beto mo obepam bema wo beto se one na down for ba e wo inside a obeka so na down for ba no you ani ba jo se yenyi ani bi o
daddy hey who you ani
say wa down for oba eko kofa sabio ne oba de ne ba fie kura ahwe awo beda nyame ase se obon se ode na damfo be ma e ba be hyehyɛ dem. What must say? That is where we've gotten to. That is how disgraceful Sasemo Aye Kenti.
And to add to it, to be sincere, these are more a course of our campuses. I mean,
yes.
As well as seriously, it's good. Maybe call they go on Kakra for some time, then I realized that hey, one way free university hope. In fact, I lost respect for for better expression, university girls.
Yeah.
The things I really saw with my eyes, university. Nioma pa me kuhunye. And so I step out of the school. Now uhunu abontia. One way abaka say unimbe makrada. Uhunu abaka say unimbema. But okohua and abu say hey. And now uhunu ka oyembe show say hey. Because obi kana say nioma fa wedie nim. Wedie no nioma fa mu anka say wa pu.
Aye Joe say otoa na bompaya no wase onyankopon so owura. We are babu na nware ya na otoa na wase rade so owura. Wa hwemi o. Me say the messia sonson me ho. Owura mesrawo. Edu time me ware a mam oba wo no so asonson no ho saa. Jonas say one time mo sampaye no. Obekwa akofa chese de oba na be ma abekwa akofa ne nema awaye no.
Nema wa pru no ho no. Onia
Oh bad. Joe, you have no idea.
You have no idea.
And you are so sabio naive say unim hwe. You will never please such a person.
Yeah.
Because no there why yet ni baby e na and some you are yet to be
me say me roommates university days one day or the one day I can someone and someone they catch them me me tell my I'm meninka for about 20 years. I didn't even believe those. I don't even. I'm not my dreams there. There's something like that, and he showed me things. In my wildest thoughts, So that's any. I didn't go school, secondary school. I didn't buy university. So we're graduating now. More graduate that. Such a person can really sit down and do things like that. Terrible, astonishing, horrible stuff. And they are doing them. They do them. Obako University, they are doing this. Nioma man for who TV so now they are doing the same
thing. They are
doing
the
same thing.
Oh, yes. Yes. Jonya universities in Kwa SHS. Me time those days from me SSN 2004. So 2004 before me kai na a teacher bako English teacher na your friend no Kwasiato. The friend Kwasiato say yo odimika asem mienu mi ensa wabra won ka Kwasiato. You know you need to read Kwasiato. Na yo akokra bi o Kwasiato e ka kire say bibia my assignment be na jo me assignment nko who you say will not in a statement will not and I do me cultural I will not take a girlfriend until I finish the university. And he was marking them in the class to do media say media no do so do so say Kwasiabe no Kwasiato Obiada from OBS there I say what would him say church I do on card the crowd show you was what would him say on our church I deal with the cerebra. It's na obi ate o was what would you say ochiro bibi about say ubeko university then cerebral wala mu say there be akwai me amasem na oh I'm sorry, me sorry, now I was quite Obia the phone. Oba say, oh, now choose I do. And I'm saying, separate. I said, so you don't have a girlfriend? No, sir. I should have go and sit down. Because I was quite let you. What's it same way? Mibusame who say those days I make answer no. Na ye time na bedu sam pepe so ankrofro eye gaga semni saying and those Akabeneza not ye feature what your side ho a tafo himbro num ho. Other say na Joe, you know, young boys, almost yes, I name and be. And the point was say, oh, yes, I did now, you're carboni. What must
Yeah.
And they know, a one, yes, I did know, you crassini.
Oh, yeah, Rimpo. It's crossing the ways what can go. There might be something wrong with you. Then call him. Yeah, something is wrong somewhere.
Yes, that is where we've got into. And those is we kai, you buy university for now. Legs, one of them legs are stretch.
Yeah, man, trousers and the ones
I feel now started. Now me kai say those days, yeah, say well, but she says, "I be men from my church. We will not accept those things in our way." And Joe, I know but done a war between the ladies on campus, and then some of us are near leaders at campus church. And Joe, they were like. Are you our parents to tell us what we should how we should dress and Joe, all those things happen. And at that time, no, now I feel I didn't share you.
Yeah.
And they
no, now slacks. They underwears, no. It's fact that now slacks are now considered outer garments.
It's the enough inside
good inside now it's now labeled now as an outer garment, which is nice now.
Yes.
Now a fashionable nice
80
dress and stuff.
It's getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
And Paul is right. So Obeka said they have or say they committing shameful things. And memma atantandie.
Things which are terrible, things are yemodi. So I mean they are doing it.
Yo, verse 28.
28 now say, and even as they did not like God, they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to reprobate mind, to do those things which are not convenient.
Wow.
Say,
but yeah. I don't want to accept that God exists. I don't want to accept that there's a supreme being. And I want to mean accept this idea. Then you need to find a way to get rid of it. That it's Joe. They have continuously convinced themselves, say, God does not exist. Mm-hmm. And I say, there's nothing like punishment. Or they don't even care any longer. Joe first, no, na ke hu wo brante ne maba wo mu. Osro say, hey, that's me ko bunsam jim. Osro say, hey, ahra na ma erade Yesu ba. They say, Joe, sa de no eni ho bio. They say osro and say obi nkotwa ni video emeto abonten.
No crash say the
leak.
Oh, leak. Me say ba kubi and ba kubi game. Me how I even chance on it. Na me record Twitter or something video or record one video. Ana or cassette and the video ni leak na aba no. Munyai and ono kwa leak aba. And the sa ade remember we say that lady in the video, ne mame, to also he gave the phone to the mother, and the mother was complimenting her kasa. And me bani look at me ba on the life near the day. It was terrible, terrible, terrible. But that's a near deja so terrible.
And you, sad, say, ya bedum
Sad.
pempensoa, inipa, empese se obey accept say, or you nipa, na their standard, their authority of moral, na bibi and a control your morality. Other say, enye ya na de ho na de pay pese no.
Yeah.
We have not accepted. We have gotten to a point where people don't want to accept say onyami bi wo ho a or regulate yen. It you know, yen radio so wo mo a sebio yen mo adwuma ye or radio so betra radio so no kan se hunu TV so no kan se hunu munyame no mo na mo se mo so nyame and I made the I believe in God, but I don't believe in any Christian God. And now wakika no on ekron. On ekron. I'm passing and I'm better boy. A chese only standard be our brabonimu. On say only standard be a jo yema etri ho. Yema omutri ho a ye kromu yi. What do I say? Okay, I want to start it through. Yo, unyahu any family ya. Wamuma ne matri ho basabasa. There's a family and there's no control over there. The obiaya de ope. What do I say? Especially some Africans. Ghana for na akwala sebi ebia onya 16 years cry. Na wa ye ni tiri ho basabasa bi wa na ya boama no. What say? Na akwa na ejina ni tiri na yesa jo omunya do sambem and from my studies at Intown Road as a church. So they fans Intown Road church no. Now her and kwalabia ebi almost so neat nice boys. Almost started so mu yomutru basabasa o ben no na no ne kasa asem we be pie na num e free na num be pie no ujira ho na we mu ahyew. What I say? Ujira ho na we na sankola no u study wo mu cha obo say afi na brabo no jo atin kensen. It media that be a massive American say it started with trimming. Even though I know say enka trimming no in actual sense and kenye asembia. Oda say so ko bi jira ni trimming kuha na ade na bajo say no omu nyina no kuha biu to jina say esoro na say the foam ya share tutu foam mu
brush bi the choose one I person
na it say person ba no yo munya du sam pempenso no pe afi so onim say society no wo mu no will reject that and on beka ho asem it na fe was started building resistance it no me dem obia me kama asem o nua me dog omokra onya te sankasa no e wo mu anu pe na say wo matra be careful matra be careful na sankwala no jo e kona ni mu abon na wo no nsa ana wa sha se enum wi what ma say na fe e mape e be ka ho because our boys now no omko no ensa no yo omo no nsa na no mo sa nom de se de woka no e be me na gina so 3 hours na jo ko no nsa e be mo gina so 3 hours wi a e de me na aboko akope enya ade na obegina so 3 hours no. So then you go for those things. Inti na fe wa sha say ye masem. Yo ye masem na beduru ba bia. Na fe no ensa no ntumi no ana on pese obenum nsa no. Inti no ye ne wheat of it. Oda say wheat of it. Na tada wo ka no. Young boys onya pharmacy, onya pharmacist and onya pharmacy so a university. But in Nura,
Obe catch
so combine enum onu we fa parade we ni ka ho a ebe mo agina so oda say okofa your friend saying dear energy drink now the enchene ne we ni ade gum na wo ye say ya ebe mo agina so na jo ugina so 3 hours we are no eden
so agina so oche na bobre
na arahosem ne say na ye nuanom a sebe nka wo mo no omunye genzi nkomo adwi mu adọ kakra no na jo wo mo de such people na betra radio so no me interview wo then they are talking about kind of saying ba ku bi a me koyeye na me ye sei and abra jai no what is happening is the company is almost so yensa no Josie say omo ehun say eno na mo pede na ebe ye no
no pese omo twa
sad and no crese God gave them over to debase mind onyankopon ja omo adwene no so anya adwen papa na mu debase adwene asabe apratete adwene a any limit adwene a nyansa abono. And Joe Kobasa, what are they going to do? Look at the verse 29. Also,
verse 29, me kind of cheat. Me kind 29 in a boomers 20 to 32. Me kind of cheat amount.
I think
29 say, Senipa, a dear entina, a mumuyo, any breath, ni bonnet, ayawoma, ni time, a wood dear, a casa. Insisie obrabone ahye woma woye asutufo nsekubofo onyankopon atamfo asodenfo ahantanfo ahwahoafo ne bone mfarebaifo awofo ho asem asodenfo oniti apamsefo onido onibobruhu onimnyankopon ayede ye se owuo na ese wona woyo saa nyoma yi die nanso enye yonko ana woyo nemum wopene wona woyo saade no so oniti
say yo yesusa no ekurase enso to a emo bi piepie ayese sonsono no ye from uniti no to
oniti a wo ahu ni uniti
they say any pay where you are so ye twa wo tie fru na aka wo kon na
adwene eti adwene so ye adwuma
adwene say I to say akokoti na tie omutiri so
ati and it also comes from the music and the things that we have been listening
to.
Sometimes they tell you ye de onibaje ye de obi abe ye de obi abeka nti ye de onibaje ye de what you like na me catch me nuanom say ye de onibaje ye de ho beton ana obi behwie ball agu mafitiri say de ho beton obetwia ayi ball aka obetwia ball aka na ball aka afo abesisa de obetwia nti o say ye de ho beton ye de ho beton de a bafitiri ball pa na onua wasumo obehwie say gbe neguo why de ho beton no but that is how debased a man is. You see, traffic light is sikwan ho no enya ne fenti o
there be
enya ne fenti na ho enya because we just want people to slow down. No, it's to keep order in society.
Yes, sir.
And the moment we start thinking that you are being restrictive, you are trying to order me, I have my rights, I know what is good for me, I know better. You can't talk to me like this. Then we are in trouble. Because do you think about it? Why don't we take off the street lights and say, Obian Fana Journey and drive we? into the people who are going to drive here near her. There will be chaos. And found only school driving school,
Yep.
there will be chaos. The traffic light is meant to regulate. And you need to share traffic light. You go on a drop if you embassy was a red means a stop.
It just a yang about hunum pepper so say nipa ya hunu say we need orderliness.
Yes, we need order. We need order in society. Say
Yes.
to protect ourselves from harm, danger. We need orderliness. And aside traffic light to crown, the pedestrian crossing as in some form, the baby I want to be overtaking. All these rules are done to keep order in society. There has to be order, decorum. There has to be some sort of framework that restricts certain behaviors. In society, the only battle, the home battle, people be our becker, come you to boy, you said the home battle, my God, my provider. No man said, no man will be a tough row.
Oh, we are like, oh, yeah, you, I would in
no man, no more for us. I said, the home battle, the home battle, more cane. I don't know, be a me no. The home battle, no. I know what's a ball out which ya, or back which yes, is a month, no, on chia. Enjoy your ball and I joke and I don't know what
who are featured out to feed our pair, no, since I could go before Frost there.
Oh, and that is the mind. A genius.
Oh, they
and say these people, they are filled with all unrighteousness, they are fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignant, whispers, backbiters, haters of God.
They are whisperers.
Yes.
Whisperers. Just say you can't all they say, nipa bedroom persona so yin tum say Yankopon te ase. Yo Paul and say we Romans chapter 1 penny.
Yeah, chapter 1 episode 7 no. Chapter 1 you go through. Mata, I say Yankopon townful. They hate God.
By backtest haters of God.
Ne Yankopon town omo mutanya me. Nipa ono watanya me mpenya me asemati. Watanya me to be kind. They are haters of God.
Serious oh. Watanya me. Ena obi o watanya me bia o de to aso ni nyina so a watanya me a definitely these things are going to happen to you.
Follow. You be despiteful.
Violent.
Yes.
We are proud.
We are boastful.
And the inventors of evil
things. Yes.
Yo, boastful. And you who are young to for the moon.
Yes.
And I'm Tiana, me could chance on video being and I will be interview one of the rappers. And it dawned on me, like I started thinking about to say, why is it that one more rapping and I saw a rapper no Odin Crawford tem no chere say untimi ne me rapo uni sika nse me o de be no de wo de hwe obusua no me de to sardine we na o akeka no sa na busa say so all rappers are fighting someone in because I don't understand. Is that the game? I just want to understand. Say is that the Agwabi question obusa one of the commenters was say do you always have to hold your balls when you are rapping? Is that the minimum say you win there? Is that the concept? Is it the concept of rapping? No, ese udi obi atem. Ese o kire say nipa no ni hwe. Ese o kire say wona udi so. Wona ye ogboro no.
There's a competition. Indeed. Then there's a competition. Camp we say me chain we say me chain we. Na after no more beef.
But the new artist call more rap no. The same things no more keke.
Yes. Now we beef into go beef we are no trendy. No I can't send be No, I can't say grade B.
Because like some kwala mumbe rap on adino, or rap cry in their songs, you could see say it's just like a battle, like they are fighting someone, and that's all that they are doing. It's because and that's boastful, like ese uchre say me na me walk away, me na me wo say, and I'm crying and say they mu say, me na me say, they mu di na fe no me di na doubt na watwe. No, I can't say. Minim say me angasa cry me rap sinibia.
Yeah.
Yo, why is it so? Because Onipa decided to say, or tanya me. Now tanya me de Joe obey nema. It ought to also say the inventors of evil things. As all transit giano, as some of can be shinia. As all transit giano, bonibi or person would di. As all transiano can nema boom. Na Joe, utumi e di boni. Di boni palma who say, we didn't boni. Na we are say, omo ye awofo Emma asordinfo.
Awofo asem ho asordinfo. They are disobedient to parents.
It's
Watra.
Me one time be na me wo university na me course rep for 4 years. Normally course rep ka we 1 year that you 2 others so before for about me did 4 years. Na me kai those days boys be no more me class me nim said no more o show one no more high almost shit. Now they called me and they are like, hey my guy, handout now lecture and the amount lecture and the amount. Me say me making sure so be in your copy about 400 people in my class. Me making sure so be in your copy. So I went to your friends a photocopy of Weibi. So munye copies na yemfama students no bia metua no nye copy a na boys we mu no afrɛ me say ade na me de akoma guy no so onye no omo nyi time o metwen say guy no be yenti no me mfa mre wo no mo nkoye omo de omo ye wi a omo de be bre me na me de akoma guy na mo na ya and I'm say what do you mean by that? And Joe omo keka ya na me ba class am be gina na me say some of you are multi class and I'm fi say me misro mo ya me misro obi a enkanya ha na me gina muni ba bia me free ba me ka kire say mo da mo no wi no na mo no wi a obi a lecturers gina wa mu hu o mo so mo ye nwansana na ye class reps no krade ye ba mu hu ye might mu ye say vapor bia betwa mu say mo de mo afoforo sem ba me kwasi pon so a juma me di mo class a no when nka class ada boys hey you betu ade so na me say I dare you mo pa mo nyeme yenhwe yo me call the next day me buy a omoto abayi new class rep omoto abayi new class just ye me free as in chain and a new class rep no eja teacher ni me so say me call lecturer no ho ekogege de niam bi a we hia e class or na me koje na me de ba class into odo buy no and I say so where is your class rep and a new guy on my top about man sorry and I was who are you and I say I'm the class are you the class rep and I say yeah I was elected today no but the real class rep came to me and was able to think about the fact that I will need this and did all these and you guys are telling me this guy is sitting here doing nothing and he is the class. My friend, go and sit down. You are not a class rep. Yo, that was it. that was it. And yo, that's why we catch you economics class. Obo say, hey, I call what dear brother. And I'm saying, dear Drubia. The class rep is not about one. It's about the what? What about say? And me can say, we are school no. You what? Great for a graduation. I'm catching me mom catch up some catch up. I say, we are all economics class no. The department no. We are marching to Great Hall. A Nimo Hall, a library no. Any months no way for how I say travel to us no. you could just need a trap picture. And our boys will say, hey, Master, area school, you can't control yourself by area school. And I'm saying, you either come or regret it for the rest of your life. You me quiet no. About 90% of the class. No, so you trust a picture and I can show you. One with me, we are messing the bro. Me social Facebook a year, show me graduation pictures 2011. Class ni na obu okra ukuta ne ba na ode na begiram na muhuri ade no muhuri na ye twa picture fefe na boys in wo TV send message. Now when did you guys do this? I mean mini picture and I'm saying when I told you that you have to do this, that you said you will not do it. And me can be say that mindset of say you can't tell me what I want, what I should do. You can't regulate me. That is the behavior, Joe. Ya twa so abesi ene akwala wo JSS a yen kana sem. Na sebi aburu. Oko education office ene Ministry of Education a na omo atimi approve say ye mo akwala ye ntia akwala. What say? Now, one education officer into no batifia wo Jimmy. And then I will man a Jimmy.
Then I manage Jimmy. Or Tikasa, Kaon Kasan Jennifer.
Yeah, what the Bible I can't say. Until Swaba and Eddie. Was it Jimmy a Batakalano? Nakumaho. Ya will be at the wire. What I say, Abani at the wire. What's the say, Debbie? Mamma far bank can't call line to the Bessie. Jimmy Betalo Nakuma who's I know the that's the point. And that's where we are now. Sabio Joe, I'm not saying say so yambo aqualine prano and no. Of course, you can have some isolated issues like that. Say Ubu and I you know aqualine prado near the it's true. But it does not also mean say yo ene sade yenya car yema car so nyai because cars so enya accident the kumkrofo
it can harm.
No, I say so you need to sit down and think. But I also say your education for your mom to tell you now. Sometimes I'm tempted to believe and I feel say it is true. I rather find chance and no cry say one mom to tell your education office no I'm taking decisions for you your money. What I say na sa wo bapa wunnim say akwala no timi ye nema bi enko you need to control and regulate akwala na though you will not do what you're doing. So you know a sad situation say ya bedum pempe so ajo we are haters of God. Otanyame said the wood way was otanyame. Yo verse 31 or say they are undiscerning. Undiscerning they serious. Just say we are blocking against on Jimbu. And I'm a one journey untrustworthy, unloving, Joe, only odobia unimu, unforgiving, unfine child that unmerciful, only mobro humbia unimu. And some of Paul the can will say actually. And yes, I near my way now. We don't quan on you. Name so no one can say, yeah. Or body or more on where they. Yo, over support with 1,000%. What's 1,000% there? How many?
No, 100 bags of cement. 100 bags of cement, web pay so. And web pay so 100 bags of 100 bags of cement. What you made the amoya no. Munkoso.
Adena will be here now. Enko ye nyansem bi anim no. Yo, I say me for 100%. Keep going.
My 100 bags of cement in town.
I look at support 2,000%. Just say Adani esi or the 100 bags. About the support to say, Sabin say, Muna Mudi, no, Munji will fancy.
Fancy. Yeah.
Osman Paul say, Yankopon, oh, mamma punish one more years homosexuals on Kwan. Joe, oh, mamma punish one more mood air crom for Kwan. He's also coming to punish those who fund them, those who support them, those who push it and cheer them up. Also, they are just like those people and they will be punished.
Yes.
That is the sad situation of mankind, Joe.
Yeah.
That is the sad situation of mankind.
Yeah.
And I hope, say, those who are listening and learning from this, will get to see how society is deteriorating, how Joe we are decaying to the point of say, ye mu be there, Joe say be who sabio ye na nanomo. Yeah, time no na akwasiampo for J that so release enyumo. Akwasiampo for J the brewer ba na Joe ye hu ne ye. O da say na nampadu mu nyumo mtoto ye ene your friend is saying Dr. Pabo Bumune Bakuna de say Bibi Japan. What I say, yete womunyum, etin someone no muka womunyum, yete yansa sama hotba no muka womu. What I say, and a manti abibay, ya almost toto decisions are making my pajamas, any debe kika home, any woman so almost so can say and moje purple na ebeto yellow say moje yellow ebeto purple and the amoki kan nyina jo ye tibi me boa na trans na ebusa won say sa enyonyumi no de na kanyansa ere kire me oda say de na kanyansa na say na me hwe me I mean me copy so nyasa me tumbo asem correct Kwajo Sheldon ene akwande se kwaku smoke out se kwaku
smoke
na enyum bi a wo to no say sa nyum we manfo ni je ho pa o amfo na mi and I'm anyum be na manfo ni je. And sometimes I try to listen to some of these because it informs you as a preacher to know the minds of people. And me tell you ma say then and say aminumi se sikano se me bobo ano akamaji kamede age shavi na debe me okikan ya na me se
onse za kwa no omonya nzaso kwa smoke nenyo ba ko ensha ho ayidi sada fe ensha ho ayidi dunia my fancy
and me conclude and say what happened in between Nanam Pedu and Ajima Pambo? What happened in between Omo and Emrante Omubonium? Yes, there be Obian Twa and someone no more cancel.
Yeah.
What do I say? Sabi, of course, Omo time na Nanam Pedu or Ajima Pambo Mohono. Na Joe, AB cancel so AB on say AB cancel on so son on so
I jedivle ambuli na almost se wasa
iti almost obu board iti we there na sabi men sabi so dey e wo ho but at least utie ye nwumu a ye to en wo mom so ye kristofo no so nwumu a wo mo so to de ba abonten a ene de omo yi omo ho ye se ebinum koye omo afono ebi koye omo sabi omo amango na ebinum akoye jo omo achi na omo de nam na we ebe ye ni jo
asa
me dey conclude ni say verse 29 say being filled with all unrighteousness and sexual immorality. Say what we are na jo de asho mu ni ye pia na de ye pia unrighteousness is sexual immorality. What do I say? Covetousness, maliciousness, envy, murder. And no ne sa na ana apale agu mu a and a Joe na problem or
Yeah.
and na problem or now I hope say the animal tie no me de me ka say me say o awofo bebre a o me anyansafo mu tie ye ne o mrantie bebre o mo so hwe and anom mama yen insist on building the knowledge of God in our children. Let's build interest. Yemano, yem building interest. Nyankopon interest e wo mumu. Yo, men can find ye a boasting and I but me can de aye asema can say. Me meya me no mutie nkwala we mu. Yo wo dress wo mu. So kwa sorry na atade o mu behye no. Enye de obehye address aboso tie. Aye yeah. No, Busa said, are we going to church? And I'm saying, yes. Then why am I wearing this? Inti wabeti asiye say, ye shot at the behind day. Sorry. It no say we are all for us also train no man samo mumeti asiye say there are standards, there are boundaries in what you can do and what you can do in your life, in your dressing, in your haircut, and all that. Then we have a problem. Now, obeka na obefa na say agro. Eno na akra ne benyini ama mpesempesa ba enefe. Obenyini ama sabio na sumbo aba enefe. Na obo wasum wiaje the next thing yeden. Enye mape, ene nsa. Okoni ogosia mape no nsa. Na say usi unya ma no na say ope o mo. Then the next thing say obekwa konya de obetima gina so 3 hours, 4 hours. And also so umpe on monsa ene na say we toffee na obeje. The man tell na mo we toffee e so mbo.
Ana be pesca cross so nti be fa kwan boni bia so be pesca.
That is the problem. Nti otu nyame nko yankopon to akire dia the rest you can unpack several terrible and unfortunate things.
Yeah, terrible and unfortunate things are the four. Reading Romans right chapter 1 of the book of Romans and you do no near being home and as Dan Camp say Oje Brenna or Becaminsa na you see in a couple as Dan Camp wow so Becaminsa it has been exciting, it has been interesting, it has been educative. We have studied from the book of Romans and we pray. Say society is built with homes. So fear yeah and on my on my year your mind so or my new bit me aboa am yin when the country is failing, it's because maybe a society is failing, and it may be because the home is failing. And the empire on charity we say if you be na your more frantity any busuane or mine crooning brono baby at nyina no bit imagine ye if you say any we are say high greater opportunity me hinta also can I fancy could I say name or the sick can hear so that shall many people I don't know me that's a the best shape you begin to have a sabos. Macro Bibia.